Well, uh, sorry that there won't be the wonderful dynamic camera angles of my previous videos. I'm sure you guys will miss those greatly, but, I figured I'd try actually not making you seasick while making videos, and, actually just not holding the camera for once, so we'll see how that goes. I think that you must really be very enamored with my fabulous hairstyle, but, I want to devote more time to that than I already have. So let's talk about how science did not demote Pluto or anything, and it can't demote or promote anything because that's not how science works. Um, the one thing that I think this kind of roots from is the same fundamental issue that the educational system in the United States has, which is that we don't quite get that science doesn't demote or promote or anything like that. It just describes. It describes what is. And so, that's why it's just, you can't choose to believe or not believe science. Science is just describing the world as it is, and with whatever our best evidence of the time is. And that's why science is somewhat fluid. That's why, we've just determined that maybe potentially possible that instead of the Tyrannosaurus rex being one species, it might be a species that then branched into two separate species over time, and so it's technically three different species. That's, you correct your information when the evidence supports a correction. It's just that science. It's the same thing really with language. People are like, that's not a word, that's not how words work. A dictionary is not a rule book. It's just a description of the words that people use. So if enough people use a word enough times and then the meaning is more or less agreed upon, it's a word. That's it. That's all it takes to be a word. So, anyway, I digress significantly there. So, Pluto is a wonderful little astronomical body. It's beautiful. I mean, I'm so glad that we sent a probe out there and know so much more about it than we used to. But putting it in the same category as Mercury or Mars or Saturn just is nonsensical. It just isn't. It's not the same thing as those things at all. It's in sort of a co-orbit with its largest moon, Charon or Charon, depending on how you like to pronounce that, and they both co-orbit a point between the two of them. It's not that Charon is orbiting Pluto, because at the end of the day, Pluto is a dwarf planet. That's what it is. It's not a demotion to describe it as it is. It is a dwarf planet. It's like many objects at the far edges of our known solar system, or our explored solar system, is not large enough to be put in the same classification as either a gas giant planet like Jupiter or Saturn, or one of the rocky terrestrial planets like Earth, Venus. And so putting it in a different category is just sensible. That's what it is. And it's just very strange to me. We have this fascination with Pluto, particularly in the United States, and I think part of it is that it was discovered by an American. So there's that. And part of it is that it's got this cute name that, we have an iconic American cartoon character has that same name, Pluto, and uh, you know, Pluto's been included as a planet, the same, so you see it in things like Sailor Moon. There's a Sailor Pluto, and she's a planet, just like everyone else. And so on and so forth, We got very attached to the idea that Pluto was one of a set, my very educated mother, blah, 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 all the mnemonics and all of the things. And that the idea that we had to, adjust our knowledge, or that Pluto wasn't really part of that set, just kind of like was unacceptable for people, And I'm like, but it's not like this is, Pluto's not offended, And it'd be like if, all of your life, all you knew were lions and tigers and pumas and leopards and big cats. And you came across a house cat for the first time in your life. Well, clearly it's similar to those big cats that you've known. But you might, at some point, realize that it's different and not exactly the same thing as those big cats, because it's a domesticated animal and it's not the same size and it doesn't use the same sort of strategy. It's just not the same, and it's not lesser because it's not the same. It's just not the same, and that's okay. It's just describing things as they are instead of as we thought they were. That's all. We have to be fluid. We have to be dynamic. We have to accept that things change. And we have to accept that for some reason there are vultures circling over my backyard that are causing my dogs to bark. And I really don't know why a dog would bark at a vulture in the first place, because they see them all the time. This is Florida. We have plenty of vultures. Baby love, get down. Oh my gosh. Well, I better do something, or these dogs are gonna, I don't know what they're gonna do. But anyway, that's what I have to say about Pluto. Oh, one more thing. There are lots and lots of objects further from the sun than Pluto that are larger than Pluto. And if Pluto were a planet, then they'd all have to be called planets. So instead of including things that aren't planets in our distinction, we're just readjusting things so that Pluto has a category that it actually fits into. That's it. Thanks.